a time when GM was the largest employer and the companies like GM was what employment looked like. If Facebook's what it looks like, the revenue per employee at Facebook is infinitely larger than any automaker could ever make or any manufacturer could make.
The difference is the time lag, right? The timeline. So what took 20 years before and then became 10 could be 5 or 3. And so when you start getting that massive amount of disruption in employment, what do? When now, I mean, that's the whole thing he ran on, right? We're going to get you jobs. And if you last 4 years, right, the whole nature of employment is going to change. There aren't manufacturing jobs coming back. There aren't more coal mining jobs coming back. No matter what you do to the EPA, they are going to be, a lot of these jobs are going to be gone. Now, there's still physical things. If you do infrastructure, you can kind of, buy some time, right, spend more, get temporary jobs to build roads, build bridges, which is all fine and good, right? I think you can get a return on much of those things. But you're going to have to recognize that there are going to be more people out of work. So,
through this innovation.
Yeah.
So essentially what you make the case for is education and job training for grown-ups.
No.
No?
No, I think that won't matter, right? What are you going to go back and learn to do?
What it takes, right? I mean, whether it's finance, whether it's software programming.
Finance, that's the easiest thing. You just take the data and have it spit out whatever you need, right? I personally think there's going to be a greater demand in 10 years for liberal arts majors than there were for programming majors and maybe even engineering, because when the data is all being spit out for you, options are being spit out for you, you need a different perspective in order to have a different view of the data. And so having someone who's more of a freer thinker, and because if automation is being automated, you just learn the tax rules. You just feed the automation the tax rules, and it does the rest for you.
So English majors of the world should celebrate?
I think English, philosophy, foreign language majors, maybe not now, they're going to starve for a while, but that's not even the real issue, right? The real issue is if 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million people have their jobs disrupted, and we see the direction everything is going and how quickly it's going. What are you going to do with them, right? And so what I've said to the administration, and I've volunteered to help, and look, I've told his assistant, not President Trump directly, I've told people around him, I told people I know, look, I may disagree with 99% of what the guy does and how he does it, but I'm an American citizen first and last, and so I'll help wherever I can, and I want him to be successful. But what I've told them and have repeated multiple times is there's a program called AmeriCorps, right? And AmeriCorps right now has a year's service, and it pays kids, $12,000, and they go do socially impactful things, but they live 9 people in the house, right? And that's how they're able to afford it. That's not going to cut it anymore. Those same programs, instead of having a $1.2 billion budget, needs to be a $15 or $20 billion budget, and that amount needs to be $30,000 a year. And that displaced worker in Beattyville, Kentucky, can go around teaching kids to read as part of the AmeriCorps program, and there can be 20 in Beattyville, there can be 1 million in New York City, or New York State, whatever it may be, and that's what they're doing, right? They're going out and having a social impact. It's almost like the Tennessee Valley Authority, where there was make work and building
WPA programs.
Yeah.
Because AmeriCorps it was closely modeled on Peace Corps, right? Same idea,
but for domestic, right. But having people come in and have a social impact and making it a real job, like you said, the WPA, the Tennessee Valley Authority, right? That's what we're going to need. And he doesn't see that.